Okay, that's the I knows you salty. I can smell it. I can smell the salt. Man. Ooh, okay. Woo! Woo! Okay. Rather the walk back is too strong. The walk back is too strong. Okay, he went once, twice, 3 times, and you didn't press a lick. Nah, you gotta the whiff punishing service might be for you, man. But walk with it. There, right there, right there. Walk with your bubble. Talk with your bubble. Go on a date with your bubble. You don't let your bubble walk on its own. You gotta walk with your bubble. So my man's here on the big tuna. Yes, sir. So my man's here has been playing quite a bit of matches here. He has been playing quite a bit. So I'm curious to see as to why he is struggling. I would be curious to see what character he was playing before then. Let's see if we can tap into that. Win rates, league points. So it does look like he's been bouncing from a couple of characters, landed on Rashid for a little bit, and Rashid was doing not too bad. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into the matches and see what's going on. So if you're on this video, I'm sure you need some help. I Lord know I did at some point. So here's the thing. You want your favorite players to come and coach you, but let's be real. They charging like $200 per hour. You don't need that. But what I got you good. I'll give you some free coaching, and what does that mean? That means you drop your CFN down below. I'll go watch your recent ranked matches. I'll assess them, let you know things you can work on, as well as things you can practice in the lab in real time to help you improve. And yeah, I'm not your favorite pro, but I'm available. You know, those pros are not available. So once again, drop your CFN down below. I'll take a look. I'll help you out. And hey, even if I don't help, it was free. You didn't lose anything. Not like the $50, $60 sessions the others be charging. Once again, drop your link down below and back to the video. Okay, so first match up. Let's see what's going on. You feel me? So with this being said, I do feel as though because Aki's a little bit of a newer character, it may be a little bit difficult to grasp what her game plan is. She's still fairly new, right? But with that being said, I still can look into things and see where we can improve. So far, not really that many issues, you know. Oh, okay. Pull up, combo. Yep. Bob. Honestly, he's playing so far so good. There you go. Yeah. Honestly, so far so good. The game plan's solid. At least from what I've seen, this is consistent with what I've seen of the character, the gameplay style. What I would say is that you can look for a lash a little bit more. So EX chain is very good to beat out that option, right? You might want to experiment a little bit more with that option. So standing at the mid range and then kind of forcing them to throw a fireball. And when they do a fireball, you can do EX chain, which smokes the fireball and allows you to combo. But you also have your other ways of doing it as well. Okay, heavy punish. Yeah. Okay, so you didn't do the whole thing, but that's fine. And honestly, this game is going to be very quick. Okay, I guess this one is going to be very short because I really don't have any comments. You played well. You didn't. I noticed a lot of Aki players tend to do a thing where they walk back way too much, and then when they walk back, they force themselves into a corner. You had a nice balance between drive rushing in and walking back and keeping your space. Again, just experiment a little bit more with the EX chain. See if it's something that you would want to do on a more consistent basis. I think it's very strong. And let's get on to the next replay. So we're at the next replay. Let's see if there's any adjustments from the DJ to see if he's doing any. Yeah, I wouldn't choose to do this all too often, especially because you know DJ's almost always charging. Just be careful with that option. All right. Unfortunately, you got away with it, but in a lot of cases, wow, he is DPing a lot. Okay. Unfortunately, he doesn't know his own pressure. He would do well to do a little session with me. Okay, that's unfortunate. You get hit, the combo goes through, he pulls up, but for some reason he's not advancing. It's good of you to be very calm. I like the fact that you're very calm and then you're not like rushing in or panicking. A lot of your gameplay seems very solid to me. Okay. I've seen it a couple times now. I kind of let it pass because I'm okay. Maybe you're just in the heat, but there are moments where you're just pressing things. So this is fine, obviously, right? Fireball, but like this, it's almost as if you're trying to preempt their walk-in, which by definition is fine. But I would suggest that you use a different button because this is super committal, right? You get to those higher ranks, that gets whiff punished, right? And then you're taking damage, you're getting hit by a crouch medium punch into whatever have you, and then now you're blocking, guessing for game, or you're dead, right? So just keep that in mind. Just be a little bit more mindful of the buttons you're trying to check them with, because I do understand that you're trying to check their dash or they're trying to check the walk-in, which makes sense and it's a valid option to do, but just be careful with the buttons that you're choosing. Perhaps if you're trying to snipe something, try heavy kick, right? Heavy kick might be a good option there, or standing medium kick for the walk back animation as well. Oh god, this guy's panicking. Okay, yeah, the game. Let's go back. So I want to play it back from the point where you made the whip that I mentioned, and I kind of want to go over what exactly happened here. Okay. Alright, so then it was missed, right? And then, like I said in the last video, someone will do like crouch jab. They'll have the hit, but then they won't actually confirm it. So then the game becomes scrambly, or they try to scramble it up. So then it's a jump, crouch jab, right? Now things are just flying out. And you're doing well to kind of control it, but what I'd say in that instance is that you need to be a little bit more proactive there. He jumped on you twice, no anti-airs there. Just get a little bit more used to using her either heavy kick or using I believe it's heavy chain that will allow you to get that up. I know it doesn't have any excuse me, I know it doesn't have any air invulnerability, but with that being said, I think it is a good option, especially if they're trying to cross you up. All right, just experiment with that a little bit more, but overall, honestly, you're playing very well. Okay, followed up with like the last guy. You can follow this up. You have a lot of meter on your end, right? You have 5 and some change, right? Push it, you know. I know you may be afraid of getting DP, but with that being said, DP, they're burning 2 bars. They're not really hurting you all that much. And then on top of which, if they want to follow it up with a drive rush, that's 3 bars off your off that you don't have to worry about anymore, right? So just keep that in mind. Just, you know, take your advance. Don't be too afraid of DP. I've noticed you've baited it out quite a bit, which is a good thing. Maybe just take your turn a little bit more, right? Again, standing in that space, so you want to be standing a little bit closer, just so that like you can threaten EX chain. That way he's like, oh shoot, I can't really just fireball as freely as I want to, because right now he's getting away with fireballs, right? So, you know, take over that space. You don't want to be full screen, you just want to be like that middle screen, so that you can take advantage of the fact that he's trying to throw out his fireballs at you. All right. Oh, okay. That was a little bit risky, but it's okay. Here, I don't expect you to follow it up. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. See, again, with the just something in neutral, you need to be more mindful of why you're doing this, okay? And then on top of which you even jumped. But my question to you is, why are you jumping in this case? What was your intention behind that jump, right? Again, we talk about intention all the time. What was your intention behind the jump? Was it to close the gap quicker? If so, why didn't you use a dash? And then, or why didn't you use drive rush, right? These are things that you got to consider when you're actually deciding to jump. Okay, then you blocked the fireball, walked back, and then you went into stance. From stance, you did medium kick stance, which in some scenarios is not bad, but in this specific scenario is, I don't know necessarily why you did it or what you were looking for. Okay, unfortunately you lost your turn there when he did EX double kick, but it's okay, it happens. I'm also accounting for errors, right? Because, like, you know, at the end of the day, we're all human, we all make mistakes and we all have errors, but just keep that stuff in mind. Okay, here is going to be a little bit dicey. I would even be hard pressed to say it's game. Here, your saving grace will be your super. How you decide to use your super in these next moments. If you decide to just wake up super, I don't know. If you have gathered that the opponent is super aggro, then I would say just fire it off. If you feel as though he is a little bit more passive or will be a little bit more scared, then hold on to it, buffer it a little bit, and then delay super. Okay, now you see him walking back. His plan will obviously be to close out with super, with fireball, right? I just hope you're ready to neutral jump. Okay, this is a good option as well. Okay, this is a good option as well. What I'll say is that this won't work moving forward. I just want to let you know. Most people will see that you're in stance and start fainting. Obviously DJ has access to fireball feint, so people will start fainting as though they will, and then you'll dive in and then you die. Okay, just be mindful of that. It was a good, you did it good. Okay, I'm not taking that away from you, but just keep that in mind that this should not be your go-to option. Okay, that's the I knows you salty. I can smell it. I can smell the salt, man. Like I said, that option is not a bad option at all. You just got to be more mindful of the fact that there are going to be people who have answers to it. With that being said, you should practice that specific scenario. That will be one of your homework tasks. Just practice that scenario where you punish counter or you counter hit someone off of stance medium kick, and see the types of confirms you get and be more comfortable to do it, especially at a moment's notice. All right, on to the last game. We did notice that our friend here likes to throw out a couple preempt buttons and a couple buttons in neutral that can be a little bit risky, and even at the moment in which I pause, he's already in stance. So now my question is, are you in stance to snipe a fireball, or are you in stance to kind of check the space? Okay, yeah, you're trying to check this space, but this guy is not awake. If your opponent is awake, which in diamond, let's say diamond 3, your opponents are going to be awake and they're going to be receptive to you doing something like that. So just keep it in mind that that's not something you want to be doing in the neutral. Okay, you want to be keeping the space, looking for EX chain or your, let's call it a command jump. I don't know, the air stabs, right? I don't even really know the name yet. Yeah, so you'd be looking for one of those two options when you're trying to scout a fireball. All right, but again, EX chain is probably the best option for the fireball because it just goes straight through it. You get a good combo, you get a good corner carry as well. Okay, all right, that is your turn. Oh, he got hit. Okay, yep, that's fine. It's fine. You see, again, you want to find yourself in scenarios where even though you get hit, even though you get DP, you tell yourself internally, okay, I'm fine, I don't need to panic. You've already shown me that you're not a panicking type, but for those who do panic, tell yourself internally, it's okay. It's fine that I got DP'd. I pushed it, you know what I mean? But it's okay. The next interaction, I will win, and I'll keep this in mind. That's a good anti-air. Pull up. Ooh, okay. Woo! Woo! Okay. Brother, the walk back is too strong. The walk back is too strong. Okay, he whipped once, twice, 3 times, and you didn't press a lick. Nah, you gotta. The whip punishing service might be for you, man. So what I want you to do is to go in the lab. After this, I will go into the lab and I'll show you proper punishes for this. At least not like the full combo, but at least a button that you can throw out there to punish this, because he cannot be getting away with this for free. He did 3 times in your face, and then he follows it up with a jump. I just hope that you anti-aired it. Let's see. Nope. But it's okay. It's okay. We're out here to learn, and it's fine, right? And that's basically why you commented, right? So with that being said, we got to work on those whiff punishes, because we can't allow them to be getting away with something like that, right? Even if we're not whiff punishing it, at least if we're taking space, because right now with those 3 whiffs, look at how much space he took. He was right near the corner. 1, 2, 3 made you walk back almost to the full screen. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot there, but with that being said, just try and take that space and not to give up too much ground. I understand that A.K.I.'s game plan is a little bit from mid screen to full screen, that weird range. We're not really too sure yet, but again, you walking back all the way because she's the strongest in the corner. We've all seen those Twitter clips of A.K.I going crazy in the corner. Why? Because her strength is in the corner. Very oddly. Let's continue. So with jump, he got hit. It happens. Okay. Now I don't know how many frames her medium kick is, but in that specific scenario, I would wager that maybe a crouch jab might have been a better option instead of a medium kick, because a medium kick might be anywhere between 8 to 10 frames. So when he did crouch jab, he ended up trading with you. But if you were to do crouch jab, you would have won this exchange. Okay. Nice. Very careful with DIs. As you grow up the ladder, you'll find that people are very receptive to DIs. So you'll see it a lot, and you'll see a lot of people do it, but what I tell you is that don't get into the habit of doing it, because you get in the habit of DIing in random spots. They're prepared, you get blown up. Realistically, if you do this like game 3 or round 3, then you DI, he has full meter, you get blown up and you die. You know what I mean? And he hits you with a 50% combo to death. So be very careful how you use it, right? Even I've limited my DI usage to pretty much as a meaty in the corner. So if I meaty them with it, and then they'll have to block, and then from there I get the combo. But my usage of it is very sparingly, because I've found that if you want to be consistent DI, the only time you're DIing is to react to another DI a lot of the time. If you want to be consistent, I'm just letting you know, if you want to be consistent. Anyone who hears this and feels like, oh, I DI and I'm not making it, I'm like, okay, you know what, that's fine. But all I'm saying is that my goal for the people that I coach is that not to become super reliant on DI. DI is an option, and we do exercise it, but we don't abuse it. Feel me? Okay. And he doesn't have combos. Fireball, yep. Okay. I've seen it a couple times here, but walk with your fireball. Walk with it. Talk with it. He walks with me and he talks with me. You know what I mean? Like that's something that I would wish that you do moving forward. Walk with your fireball, because he has to respect it in some way, manner, or fashion, right? Either it's jump over it, try to neutral jump it, or parry it. He has to interact with it. But if you just fire it and you're full screen, what's stopping him from just jumping over this? Obviously, he's kind of a goofy and kind of like does something a little bit weird here. But with that being said, if you take over that space, all this real estate between you and your bubble, he can just jump and take it. Own that space. That's the bubble is paving the way for you to walk in that space and take it. So take it. Okay. There, if he swayed into you like that, then you're prepared. Feel me? Okay, that's good. I assume drive rush in. No. Bubble. Take space. Yes. Take more space. Yep. You can take more space in this. I'm not sure what you're moving back here for. Take more space. You have that space. Your goal is to push them there, right? This is your goal. Push them to the corner, but you're not taking this space. If you're gonna bubble up, take some space with it. So, in my opinion, in my opinion, if you're gonna bubble up, I feel like your bubble projectile will be good for two things. One, creating the fireball war. Why is it good to create the fireball war? Because then when you're firing fireballs back and forth, then you're slowly getting into that EX chain range, and then instead of throwing bubble that they think you're gonna throw EX chain, boom, you're in, you get your combo, and you continue the pressure that way. Or B, to gain more space. You're trying to gain more space. This is a game of tug of war. You're trying to push them towards the corner where you're at your strongest, right? Right now you're playing the back and forth, and it leaves openings for the enemy to come in and do their own thing, right? Feel me? Now about this DI, let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, you do it out. You do a Hail Mary. It worked out. Is there not an extension you can get there? But look at that last exchange. We're going to go back for that exchange. 1 second. Okay, so here's the exchange that I was referring to here. So look at this exchange here. Okay? You get the bubble. You put the bubble out. And then you take the space. Right? You see, you even did it yourself intuitively. You took the space and made him uncomfortable. Like I said, it would force him to interact with it. Either neutral jump, forward jump, or parry. Fortunately, he didn't choose parry, but let's say he did choose parry. If he chooses parry and you're driving rush in, he still has to hold your pressure afterwards. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to allude to. You did well though. And again, I'm really starting to become a fan of you going into stance here. I feel like you're going into stance in neutral a little bit too often instead of using your bubble or EX bubble. I would even prefer EX bubble. You can definitely walk in on that because it has, I will check, but it has 4 pieces of durability, meaning you can take 4 hits. I don't know if it's 4 or if it's 3. One of those two, and it can beat DJ's double fireball game. Feel me? So EX fireball is a good option as well, and it'll allow you to take that space. Okay. So what I would also say is that to train yourself to, when you're in that mid range, threaten with your chains. Why do I say threaten with your chains? Because when you threaten that space, they feel like they have to do something, like they can't come in. And then if they feel like they can't come in, they're like, okay, let me resort to my other option, aka fireball. And when they try fireball, then you're ready with EX chain. You see what I'm saying? And if you're like, oh, but a regular chain is DIable, and if they start throwing DIs, then what am I gonna do, right? And if they start throwing preemptive DIs, that is in your favor. Why? Because now they're very desperate, and now they're doing things that are more committal, and the more committal it is, the more damaging it is when they miss. You see what I'm saying? So that's something to keep in mind. I do know her anti-air game is a little bit rough, so I won't give you too much grief about missing it, but I want to see attempts. That's what I'll say. I want to see attempts. Okay. Unfortunate. Okay. All right. Level 1. Boop. But walk with it. There. Right there. Right there. Walk with your bubble. Talk with your bubble. Go on a date with your bubble. You don't let your bubble walk on its own. You gotta walk with your bubble. Throw your bubble out. Okay. Nice. Wait. Yep. Okay. Okay. You gotta start doing the safe jump, man. You gotta start doing the safe jump. Especially against characters that have very access. Nice finish. Especially with characters that have really easy access to DPs, you need to start using your safe jump. With that being said, if you don't know the safe jump, I will learn it very quickly and show you how it's done. All right, on to the homework section. All right, so for your homework, okay, first things first, we did see you whiff quite a bit, or see, no, you definitely whiffed as well. I noticed that you were doing this in a neutral a little bit, but my question to you, if you have enough room to do this, you're gonna be doing this. And then on top of which, walk with your bubble, man. Walk with your bubble. Drive rush with your bubble. They have to do something about it. You know what I mean? If they're trying to DP out of it, it's not a good decision. They try to DI you, the bubble's going to hit them first, and then it's going to give you enough time to DI back. If they try neutral jumping, you have... where is my... Nope. There it is. You have this, right? Or you have this. Right? Those are two options that you can catch the neutral jump with. I would lean a little bit closer to this because it's a neutral jump. But yeah, you can do this, right? So, in the fireball war, it is a little bit rough, admittedly. But this keeps you in such a good standing against this character that they're not going to want to use their options. You know, they're going to want to fight you because they're like, okay, we're not going to win the fireball war, right? So the idea is to kind of control the amount of fireballs that they push out, even if they decide to do one of them, right? You're creating a fireball war, right? But even then, you'll win that joint, right? Now, with that being said, I did mention EX Chain, right? And that is fair. But I do feel as though EX Chain is a little bit too fast. However, other fireballs in the game, perfectly fine. I believe only DJ and Guile have fireballs fast enough where you can't really react to it. But this is what I'm referring to, right? Controlling EX Chain, boom. Combo, corner carry, you know the rest. You know what I mean? So that's something that to keep in mind as well. I also would like you to, like, when you're standing here and you don't want to go in, kind of threaten with this. You know, you don't even need to necessarily hit them with it, but just threaten that space. Make them feel as though if they walk forward, they're going to get hit. You know? What I noticed sometimes is that some people even do like EX chain into normal chain. So they'll threaten the space with like EX chain, normal chain, and then plant the thing down and kind of control the space. Now, if your opponent is going ahead and trying to challenge the space by DIing, right, throwing out a DI, then what I'd say is that, granted, you will get hit, right? That's fair. But then what happens if you start doing things like bubble, you know, changing it up? Then you have time to react. It gives you enough time to react. Oh god, combos. I don't really have combos. But with that being said, you know, then you take them to the corner, right? That sort of thing. So just keep that in mind. Then on top of which, you were letting this rock, right? This is just a simple one. You can look into it a little bit more. With that being said, yeah, control that space. Like, you can't be having him whiff like that in your eye, you know? And especially if he has the poison tip already, then you get a whole combo off of this, right? So don't let him get away with this. understand your ranges and understand what you're looking for, right? If you're looking to punish that, then this will be your answer, right? Depending on what you're looking for. If you want to use this to get the bounce or the combo, the launcher, then understandably so. If you just want to make sure that he don't get away with it, then you can use forward heavy punch as well. Okay, closing out, you played well, you understand, you have a grasp on your buttons. Just kind of be careful about just walking in neutral like this, okay? Or deciding to just throw this out. Just be careful with how you use it. Instead of, if you have options to do this, then you can definitely, or rather this, let me be specific, if you have options to do this in neutral, then you definitely have options to do this or this or this. Okay, abuse the fact that you can walk with your bubble, and then even then your EX bubble is even slower, so then you're like, you know, just walk with it. Just walk with your bubble. Hog with your bubble, and they're going to have to respect that space, right? And I'm not saying that every time you get the chance you bubble up. No, you're supposed to play a little bit more defensive with this character. At least that's what we've seen so far, right? And control this range. This is going to be one of your footsie tools. Realistically, this is going to be one of your footsie tools. Yes, is it susceptible to DI? Yes, but it's going to be one of your footsie tools. Look how much range it covers, and they can't really do anything about it in this range, right? Well, aside from DI, but then again, well, we've already went over that. So if you want your replay or reviewed, just comment down below what your CFN is. I will take a look and auto tune up. Best of luck out there. I hope this helped. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.